Hey everyone, sorry I'm a couple minutes late. If you know me, I stack my schedule pretty full on most days, especially during the week. So I was getting everything together. So movement webinar. I love movement webinar. It's going to be so good. Let me pull up and get my screen to share with you guys. Window movement. There we are. Great. You know, I love talking about this and for two reasons. One, this is not my favorite essential that we have. This is not my favorite thing. Oh, hold on. Is it possible that the stream was ended or deleted? Sorry, guys. It says for our Facebook one's not working right, but I'm trying to save the changes. We'll see. Hopefully that'll help. Yeah, great. No. Oh. Well, sorry, Facebook people. You're just going to have to go on YouTube. Or are you on Facebook? Is anybody that's on right now? Because I can see there's people on. Are you watching on Facebook? Is it working? Do you know? Anybody want to tell me? Or are you all watching on YouTube? Well, we're just going to keep going. Okay. So the two big reasons I really love doing this is one, I don't love this essential. Like it's not my favorite one to talk about at all. Like I don't really love working out. Like I would rather not, like at all. And then the second reason, Donna, you're watching on YouTube. Okay. That's okay. The other reason I like talking about this is because this is the one that y'all struggle with the most. You want to learn about nutrition all the time. You're like, Dr. Cassie, what should I eat? What supplements should I take? Like you'll come in, you'll get your adjustments, all of that great and well. Like you'll detox your whole entire home. Like you'll take detox supplements. Like you will work on your mindset. Like you'll read your Bible in the morning. Like you will get yourself ready. But when it comes to moving your body in the form of fitness, it is just one that I know that you struggle with the most. So I'm happy to do this with you. And I want you to know that I am in the struggle with you. Like it's something that I've been convicted though of how important it is for our bodies. And it's part of my purpose. Like my entire purpose on this planet is to inspire you to honor the wisdom of your body and live a life free from interference. So not moving and not exercising and not like having any type of a fitness routine isn't interference. It's going to keep you from reaching your potential. It's not going to allow you to fully embrace that wisdom that God put inside of your body if we're not moving. When we think about the reality of this, I don't know if you know this. I'm pretty sure we can know that this is happening, but these statistics that you see right here, they're staggering. Like the fact that adults who are inactive have a greater risk. Like this is like studied research. Like we know these things. Like if you're not moving, if you're inactive, if you have a sedentary lifestyle or a sedentary job, it can increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, depression, type 2 diabetes, and even some cancers and early death if we're not moving. 12.2% of high school students get the recommended amounts of aerobic and muscle strength. So if you have a high school student that is your son or your daughter, or you're around them, or you have niece and nephews, like 12.2% of them are getting as much as they need to move. We'd much rather be like, oh, I'm just going to sit on the couch and not do anything. And unfortunately, that sedentary lifestyle is causing more harm than it is good. The average adult spends at least 6.5 hours sitting per day. Whew. Like that can be heavy. And a lot of you know that, like, you know that you sit all day and like, sometimes it's like, I sit all day and when I'm done, like, I don't want to move or I don't want to do anything. But that's why I'm doing this movement webinar, because I want you to be able to see and understand how that is possible. And you absolutely can. And by moving will help what you're doing during the day. So what's the problem? What are some of the AKA, and I'm going to say it like they're excuses. Like the things that we say are, I don't know where to start. I don't have time. Gyms are too expensive. It's too difficult. And a big one is I just don't really feel like it. And I have these excuses too. So they come up in my mind, they come up in my brain. And this is where it's easy to come up with these kinds of excuses. It's so much easier to be like, yeah, today I just don't feel like it and not do it. But that right there can put you into a big hole that's really hard to get out of. And I know that some of you are probably even feeling that, and you're there. You're there. You've said you're going to work out for years, for months, and you start a little bit and then you don't. And then things come up and then you don't. And there might even be one on here for like that. It's too difficult. Like some of you, it might be painful to start working and moving, getting your joints going. So we're going to walk through all of that tonight. So the problem with motivation, I hear a lot of times, I'm just not motivated. I just like don't feel like it. Like it's just, I don't have this like innate motivation inside of me. And I just want you to know, like, neither do I. Like, absolutely not do I feel motivated most days to go and work out. I'll tell you when I feel motivated is usually when I haven't. And then I see something or someone working out, and I follow a lot of people that are in the fitness world, like on Instagram. And if I see something, I'm like, I should really like get back on working out again. Like that's when I feel motivated. But then I tell you what, I go to sleep the next day and I'm like, nah, yeah, I just don't think it's going to happen today. So here's the problem with that. And I've learned that if I don't get through that, motivation is a feeling, like that's all that it is. Motivation is just a feeling. I have to get through that to create a discipline. And a discipline is a muscle where once you start doing something, you have to discipline yourself even when you don't feel like it. Like one day you might feel so motivated and you're going to go do an hour-long workout with a run and you're going to eat all the vegetables and dinner, but then that motivation quickly just escapes you and you don't have toned abs tomorrow, so you're done. You're like, well, I didn't see any results yet, so what's the point of this? And that's where we have to go into something different. So instead of exercising and eating healthy out of this temporary motivation, we need to develop a routine out of facts. Like, why would we do this? The facts tell us why exercising and moving and eating healthy, they're important for the longevity of your life. And this routine helps you follow it based on, you know, that this is good and healthy for your body and it's an interference. It is something that you need to do. It's essential for your whole entire system to do in order to be healthy and well. So we have to start crushing these excuses. Like instead of living with all this motivation that's very unstable, like it is not a good foundation for us to be standing on, motivation. We need to crush these excuses and just get into a regular routine. And when you know the benefits, that's my hope today. If you know the benefits of exercising, and I'm going to give you tips on how to create an exercise routine, it will help you to be able to just smash through all the excuses that you know that you have. So, what are the benefits of exercise? There's big ones like that you see right there. It helps support a healthy weight. It helps boost your mood. It builds and strengthens muscles. It boosts your energy. It helps decrease the risk of disease. And I know that excuses are pretty common, but the benefits, they far outweigh any type of inconvenience that exercise is, that we feel that it is for us. So let's talk into what this looks like. Short duration, high intensity. That's exactly what it sounds like. So this type of exercise involves exercising for a short period of time, but at a higher intensity, usually in intervals. So it utilizes, it's called like metabolic conditioning. You may have heard things like Metcon. That will enhance fat burning inside of your body. So if one of your goals is to lose weight, by doing short duration, high intensity interval training, this can increase and enhance fat burning in your body. So it burns fat and it burns calories, not only during your workout when you're doing it, but also after your workout. When you're doing high intensity, there's even more benefits than we just talked about. It optimizes your hormones. Can I get an amen? It's really good at balancing and making sure that your hormones are being utilized properly. It increases fat burning and it boosts muscle building. And this is what the goal is. Like for a healthy body, it's to have a good balance between muscle and fat ratio. And you really want to have more muscle than you do fat. But right now, because of the obesity epidemic that's happening, like we have more fat on our body than we do muscle. So by incorporating more high intensity interval training, your body can then reverse and you can become a fat burning machine. So here's what I'm talking about when I'm saying like you will burn fat during and then also afterwards. So there's a difference. So the opposite of what I just talked about is your classic cardio. So you go and run for an hour, and you can see right there on that chart, it says you right here. So when you're burning fat just in that part right there. And then when you're done right here, this excess post-exercise oxygen consumption right here, that goes down. But look what happens when you do metabolic conditioning or the high intensity interval training. You have this thing called an afterburn. So here it's only 12 minutes because you don't have to work out for an hour. You can work out for 12 minutes, but high intensity for 12 minutes. And look at this excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. That right there means you are burning fat after you are done. Look how much longer you're going to be able to burn fat as opposed to when you do just classic running and cardio, staying in the same thing like this the whole time instead of going up and down and doing those intervals. So I don't know about you, but I want the second one. Like, I don't want to have to like work out for a whole hour to get a small amount of benefit where I can actually do 12 minutes and get a bigger benefit with that post-oxygen consumption from there. But the sign of a good workout, like this 12 minutes we'll talk about in a moment, like it's not 12 minutes of walking. That's more on the classic cardio side. Now, if you love cardio, like I'm not here to say that that's a bad thing, but you do want to incorporate both. Like if you're a marathon runner, if you love running, absolutely go running, but incorporate some Metcon, some interval training, and that will increase your, decrease your time, but increase like your muscle mass, and your times will get a lot faster by incorporating both. Now, 12 minutes of high intensity interval training might scare some of you. So I want to walk through what some of that will look like. The best like metabolic afterburn conditioning, like the best way, like if you're like, I don't want to join a gym, I don't want to go to Orange Theory, you can do what's called Max T3. And Max T3, it's $20 and it's a guide of high intensity interval training. I'm going to put the link right here in the comments for you. You can go to the website. It was created by Max Living Chiropractors. And the great thing about it too is like it's developed by chiropractors. So it's functional training for you, like functional movements, so that you can not only like get a good exercise in, but it's also going to help you with your daily life. Just getting up out of a chair, sitting down on a chair, getting down onto the floor, standing up from the floor. So there are functional movements in there to give you a good workout, but also make sure that you can do that long term. So when Max T3, what it stands for is time, tempo, and type. And so the Max T3s, you see time, tempo, time, type, and tempo. Those are dials that you see right there. So you can dial it up, you can dial it down. And what's really awesome about this is that there's so much variety when it comes to this, where you can do a workout for 1 minute long, you can do it for 20 seconds, and you can do it for 3 times and it's still a minute, or you can do it 1 minute long. So it's really great to be able to change the time. It's also great to change the type. If you like to run, you can do interval running. So you can do 1 minute running, 1 minute walking, 1 minute running, 1 minute walking. And that type, you can do push-ups. You like to do push-ups, sit-ups, squats. You can do any type of movement that you can think of, and you can change it up and make it a whole variety. And you can also modify it to what your body can and can't do. And then tempo, that's like, how fast are you going to go? How slow are you going to go? Are you going to do like really slow push-ups? Are you going to do fast push-ups? Are you going to do slow squats? Are you going to do fast squats? You can dial it up to any of the things that you want. You can adjust them and have a completely different effect. And you can work different muscles, all by utilizing high intensity interval training through Max T3. The big part about this whole thing when you're doing high intensity interval training is that you want to be able to monitor your heart rate. So one simple way, when I talk about this intensity, I'm like, you have to make sure that it's intense. Like you have to, and everybody's intensity is different when it comes to like where you're at. So not only can we do it, Olympic athletes can do it, and also like grandmas and grandpas, like anybody can do Max T3. Anybody can do this short interval, high intensity exercising. The way you want to do that is you want to monitor your heart rate and also breathing. So when you're heavy breathing during a workout, that is a good thing. It's an indicator of what's called beta oxidation. And when you have beta oxidation in your body, this is when you're breaking down fat so that your body can produce energy. So that's biochemistry and your metabolism coming together. When you're breathing heavy, you know that you're at an intensity. Now, you don't want to be going way too far. So the way that you perform this, one, how you can tell without strictly monitoring it, which I'm going to talk about in just a second, you shouldn't be able to carry a conversation with the person next to you, or if like there was someone there and you guys would not be able to have a conversation because you're breathing so heavily. That's how you know that your intensity is good. But how you monitor your heart rate while you're exercising, the calculation that you use is 220 minus your age times 0.8. So you want to be at a place where you're at 80% of your maximum heart rate, which is safe. That is safe, but it's also a very effective level of intensity. So 220 minus your age times 0.8. So that gives you that 80%. That is where you want your heart rate to be. Places like Orange Theory, like they have a heart rate monitor. You can buy heart rate monitors. They have them also like on Whoops. They have them on watches. So you can monitor your heart rate during your entire exercise as well. Now, let's talk about some of the different types of exercises. So one, high impact exercises. So high impact exercises, they're exercises that where both of your feet, like definition wise, both of your feet are simultaneously leaving the ground. So examples of this are like running, jump rope, jumping jacks, like knee tucks coming up and down. So those can be considered high impact exercises. They typically burn energy a lot faster and quicker, but it comes at a cost. Like it can lead to your joints being damaged. It can also lead to pain in the future. And then you also have low impact exercises. So you have the exact opposite. So this is exercise where at least one foot is on the ground, like at all time. And some exercises are things like swimming, ellipticals. Those are, some of them either are like no impact exercises whatsoever, where your feet don't leave the ground at all. So you have high impact, you have low impact, and then you also have zero impact. Low impact exercises, they significantly decrease the stress on your joints, and they minimize long-term damage. So especially those of you that do have issues with your joints, like being able to protect your joints while you're moving, while you're exercising. Some of you, while you're starting this for the very first time, I want you to protect your joints. They're very important. Your joints are where there's two bones that meet each other and they bend. So like even in your fingers, like, but a lot of times when you think about exercising, we think a lot about like our knee joints, our shoulder joints, ankles. We think about our shoulders, maybe even some elbows and wrists. You have over 200 joints in your body for mobility, for flexibility, and your ability to stay active and move. So over time, certain lifestyle practices, especially with exercises, the aging process can harm some of the cartilage that's inside of your joints, and it leads to difficulties. And sometimes it leads to pain, and sometimes it leads to possibly becoming injured. So when you have certain exercises that are high impact, then you have certain exercises that low impact or no impact. The way that you can do this, if you know that you have issues and problems with your joints, stay on the side of the low impact and the no impact exercises. That's totally fine. But for those of you still protecting your joints, you can have a good balance between high impact and low impact and make it an effective workout routine. So I'm not saying don't ever do high impact, but I'm saying don't do high impact all the time. Like protect your joints. So one of the best ways that I know that you can protect your joints is through chiropractic care. And the reason is because when you take a look at your spine has so many joints in it. And I've so many times, like we just had like this whole week, we've had people, they're like, I'm trying to move and I can't move. And it's because of my low back. My low back hurts so bad. And we have to protect our joints when we're moving and exercising. So your spine and your nervous system, it's a big deal. And those joints need to be put in the proper position in order for not only your joints to be protected, but for your nervous system to run through there. So your spinal cord and the nerves that come out that not only control the muscles of you like moving and doing that, but it also controls like your organs, your heart, your lungs. It's all protected by your spine. And that's what you see right there. It says subluxation. Subluxation will lead to degeneration in virtually every part of the body, depending on where in the spine it is occurring. Subluxation is where your spine misaligns and we haven't been protecting those joints and we've had falls. We sit at a desk all day and our spine has now gone into the wrong position and the joints are abnormally wearing and tearing. This is where we get degeneration, but it can happen throughout the entire body, depending on where in the spine it can be affected. This is what it looks like. Normally, you can see your vertebrae right there. You have your disc, you have your spinal cord, you have the nerves that come out. But when your spine subluxates or it misaligns, it's not only going to affect the nerve and what's coming out from there, but it'll cause your disc to be swollen. It'll cause those, if it stays long enough, the spine will begin to degenerate. And it's going to be a lot more difficult for your body to be able to move and to function and to have longevity. And from there, those nerves, like I said, don't just go to muscles or cause pain, but they wrap around and they go into your organs. They control your digestive system, your thyroid, your eyes, ears, nose, throat, sinuses. And when our spines are misaligned, if we don't know that, it can be not only difficult to move, but difficult for us to stay healthy and well. So one of the best things that we love and that we talk about and that we have in our office and that we do on a consistent basis and that we recommend for those of you that have a sedentary job and a sedentary life is to do the wobble cushion. The wobble cushion, you can make sitting become an active exercise. And so then it's not just sitting there and allowing your spine to just degenerate year after year after year and keeping you from feeling your best and being able to move. I'm going to put a link in here for those of you that don't have wobble cushions, or maybe you want to buy somebody a wobble cushion. Maybe you own a business. I don't know. And maybe you want everyone that sits at your business to start becoming even more active, and you can do it through doing the wobble cushion. And that wobble cushion inside of there, it has a booklet and it tells you exactly how to use it. Those of you that are patients, you know it's side to side, front to back, and then rotating. Your spine goes through every single one of those motions. And when you use that, gosh, good things happen. It stops the degeneration and arthritic like processes that want to happen in our spines, especially from sitting all day. It allows the discs to be able to be pumped in between, so it keeps those healthy and well. This is an active way to continue to move, and maybe this is where you start for some of you. Now, joint health and chiropractic care. If you've ever seen any type of sport or athlete, every single one of them has a chiropractor, and there's a big reason for that. I don't want to say we treat anything, because we don't. We find the interference. We find where your spine's been subluxated. We remove it and allow your body to heal. But one of the best things like we can help with is osteoarthritis. So any type of arthritis in any joints, chiropractic care has been known to absolutely help with that. The other part of it, not only like we don't have to wait till you have osteoarthritis to do something about it, but like when you get adjusted, it helps to reduce any type of strain or injury on the body, because the body is properly aligned where it needs to be. The joints are sitting where they need to be. But declining joint health, it can be caused from disease. It can be caused from injury, and it can involve mild or severe joint pain. It can cause discomfort and cause arthritis. It can cause inflammation into your joints. So by practicing these daily movements, I always think about, when I think about joints, like a rusty like door. There's a door right here. Like if that that opens and closes it, the door, I don't know what you call that. If my husband was here, he would know what it was called. Like a door jam. I don't know, but the hinges, the door hinge. There it is. The door hinge, like that should move like it should. But imagine if it got rusty. Imagine if it was like moved out of position, like the door wouldn't open and close. So your joints, we want to keep them healthy and well. And chiropractic absolutely does it. So those of you that are patients, you getting adjusted is incredible for not only the health of your body, but the health of your joints and the longevity of your body not becoming arthritic and degenerative. And if that's something that a doctor has told you, the best thing to do is to start moving those joints again by getting adjusted, doing your home care exercises. But your lifestyle, your diet, taking supplements, those also can assist in joint care for not only if you already have joint issues or problems, but it can be to prevent having any future problems in the future. So one of the best ones that we recommend is joint health. It has so many good things in it that help strengthen and repair joints. I take it. I've had 4 knee surgeries that started when I was 10, 12, 14, 18. And so I don't do a whole lot of high impact stuff. I do step ups. I do bike. I don't run. I don't do any of that. And I also take joint health because I've had injuries, especially if you played sports. This is such a great supplement. Let me tell you what's inside of it. There's hyaluronic acid, and it's produced inside of your body, already, but it's mainly found in your skin, in your connective tissues, and in your eyes. So it has hyaluronic acid in it. So our bodies, as we age, especially, that hyaluronic acid gets reduced. So in joint health, it has that inside of there so that it can help lubricate your joints. It can help reduce any type of friction. It can also help prevent injury and decrease the aging process by having more of the hyaluronic acid inside of your body. There's also collagen in there, and collagen is essential for any type of structure and function of joints. They did a study and they found that type 1 collagen has helped to reduce joint inflammation and pain. They also inside of there, it's called boswellia resin. And what they found, it's anti-inflammatory properties. They did a study, and the effectiveness of that, they did it on 57 participants with osteoarthritis. The results of this study found that the participants noticed significant improvement in their joint pain and function in roughly 7 days. That's why it says research support rapidly to joints in at least 7 days, is because of that study, because of the boswellia that's inside it. There's also type 2 collagen. That's the primary component when it comes to cartilage. They've also done a study when they did type 2 collagen on these participants for 3 months, a significant improvement in joint pain and function. There's also ginger in there, which is great for anti-inflammatory properties. So I highly recommend this. I'm going to link it right into the comments so that you can get it. I love this product. It's so, so, so good. Great. Now, some of you want some more and it's okay. Everybody always asks us and I'm like, what else can I do? And if those of you that are like, what else can I do? What else can I do for my joints? You can take straight collagen. I love collagen peptides. We put them in our coffee every single morning, but it helps strengthen all of your bones, your joints, restores your skin. It plays a crucial role in all the structure, just like I talked about with that. And you can take straight collagen. What I like about ours is that it's pure path. So pure path, it comes from the highest quality of raw materials from regenerative farms and organic farms. So it's the top of the notch when it comes to getting like clean, good collagen. And then joint health, we already talked about, and then curcumin. Curcumin is really good. It's very anti-inflammatory. So if you feel like you got the inflammation all up in your joints, like curcumin is it, but curcumin plus. So curcumin is the active form of what people think about with turmeric. So people take turmeric for anti-inflammatory, but curcumin is the active bioflavonoid is what it's called inside of turmeric that has the anti-inflammatory properties in it. But this one also has inside of it, it has resveratrol and it also has quercetin. And so these are polyphenols that help your body stop damaging cells. So when you have arthritis or degeneration, that's cells that are being damaged. So it stops that process from happening. Let me also link those inside of there for you guys as well so that you can get those if you want to. You can go right to our store. It makes it nice, and then you can get them delivered right to your house. Or you can, if you are in the office, you can absolutely get all of these in the office 100%. You let us know. And we have all of these in stock. I just got an error, but wait a moment and then try again. It's on YouTube. It should come through. Those of you that are watching YouTube, if it doesn't come through, let me know and I'll get it there. And then lastly, everything that I'm talking about, we created a joint health perspective. So you can walk through like nutrition, you can walk through yourself, detoxing your body, what it looks like. So that's a cheat sheet for you. It's also getting linked in there so that you can have that as a takeaway for being on here tonight. The last thing, and then we'll close, is that nutrition. What should you eat during, before, and after exercise? Like once you start getting moving and doing that, I don't care what kind of movement that you do. I don't care if right now your first step is that you go and just start walking. I don't care if you just decide to go join a CrossFit gym. I don't care if you go and do Max T3, Orange Theory. The biggest thing right now is for you figuring out what works best. And we're going to talk about action steps at the end. But as we're going through this, I want you to think like, what resonates with you? Some of you have no idea. And you might need to get like a class pass and buy one of those and go try some classes to see which ones you like and which ones that you love. Some of you just do Max T3, do it at home, YouTube something, YouTube Pilates, YouTube bar, YouTube high intensity interval training. Some of you beach body, whatever it might be. Start somewhere. Some of you Peloton has amazing like high intensity interval training. You don't even have to get the actual Peloton bike itself. Some of you like to row. There's row houses around Nashville. There's a lot of different things and places for you that you belong, and understanding I just got to get started and start somewhere. So nutrition, I'm putting this in here because I don't want you to sabotage all the work that you do when you start moving, or those of you that are moving, you're like, which one do I do? And I want to help to increase your results of what you are doing. So first thing, before a workout. Now, I prefer not to work out on a full belly of any sort. So I work out in the morning, and I like it. I like it a lot because I have a hard time working with food in my belly. If I've eaten, even if I eat 2 to 3 hours before, I'm like, this isn't good. So I work out on an empty stomach, and that's just fine for me. For some of you, you might work out later in the day. So if you want to, before a workout, a balanced meal with healthy fat, carb, protein, 2 to 3 hours before is a good place to start. This should be a balance. You want to eat a balanced meal. It will give you fuel, but the timing matters, like 2 to 3 hours before, because working out on a full belly doesn't really feel the greatest. Now, if some of you are like, I don't like to work out on an empty stomach and it just doesn't do well, like you think you might faint or like you just need some energy, the big part about that, so that you can stay in the fat burning zone, like that EPOC, and going down and getting your best results from it, less than 30 minutes before, you want to do easily digested foods. So things like unsweetened applesauce, banana, orange. Some people do like a date, like a simple date, and eating that. Like those are easily digested by your body, and it can give you a boost of energy, and your body can burn through those quickly. The other part of it, before a workout, hydration is key. Like if you want any type of good optimal performance, your body, like 70% of it is made up of water. So about an hour or two before exercising, try to consume 15 to 20 ounces of water, making sure that your body is hydrated. So how I do that in the morning, it's really not an hour or two before, because I wake up early in the morning to work out. When I work out at 5 a.m., I'm up at 4:30. When I work out at 6, I'm up at 5:30. I'm up at 5:30 every day anyways. But the very first thing that I do when I wake up, get up, go drink some water. I do put my electrolytes in there, which we'll talk about in just a second, because some of you are sabotaging your workouts with a bunch of like Gatorades and Powerades and like energy drinks that aren't really healthy for you, and they're sabotaging your results. So, but getting water is a really good thing. Now, during the workout, you also want to stay hydrated. So I always bring my water bottle with me when I go work out. I like this one because I can just like slurp it up instead of trying to, like, while I'm working out, like this girl, I mean, she looks real cute. I don't even know if she was working out, but like when I do that, like it all falls out onto my face. So I'd rather get a water bottle that I can suck up instead of pour out, and have that part where I'm just covered in water. So hydrate 4 to 6 ounces every 15 to 20 minutes. Now, I don't measure that out like at all, but for those of you that are analytical, it's about 4 to 6 ounces every 15 to 20 minutes. So like every 15 to 20 minutes, like if you have an hour-long workout, just take a sip of water. Anytime that you're going to rest, take a sip of water. Allow your body to stay hydrated throughout the entire workout. Now, here's where we're going to talk about these Gatorades and these Powerades. There is a big danger when it comes to these sports drinks. And I know that a lot of them were created to hydrate your body and provide electrolytes. Like those are lost when you sweat it out. So bringing it back in, absolutely. But here's the problem. Just like you see all right there, they have so many issues and problems that will destroy our health and destroy our body's ability to get the results that we want it to do. Now, they're not healthy. Like that is not healthy. High fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, food dyes, and a lot of times they're giving them to our children, and that's not a good thing. So when you look at it, you can look at just like a typical 20-ounce bottle of like any popular sports drink that you want to do. Gatorade, Powerade, doesn't matter. Usually it will contain 34 grams of sugar. 34. That is so much sugar. Like, to put that into perspective, one bottle of a Gatorade or a Powerade has more sugar than one serving of ice cream. Like, that is what it's equal to, yet we're using it as a health sports drink. So even when it's 0 calorie, even when it's low sugar, what happens is it's usually full of artificial sweeteners. The one that I'm really just trying to shut down right now is Celsius. Celsius has Splenda in it, which is an artificial sweetener. It is not good for you at all. So don't drink that stuff. You can look at the ingredients on it. I know that they market it to you so well, but use things like this. LMNTs. I can't actually see where I'm at. There we go. LMNTs. They have so many of these. These are electrolyte powders. This is what we would use. Or Ultima is a really good electrolyte powder. They're all flavored or unflavored, and you can put them in your drink and still get the same effect without compromising your health. So what do you do after a workout? Nutrition is really important. The reason is because proper muscle recovery. You want to have a balanced meal of healthy fats, carbs, and proteins, and try to eat within 45 minutes of a workout. One of the things that we love to do, we work out in the morning. So we go work out in the morning. And then after we're done, we make a smoothie with all of those good things inside of there. And that replenishes our muscle recovery. While you're exercising, like some of the proteins in your muscles, they do get damaged because that's how they have to grow and that's how they change. So consuming protein following an exercise helps to restore those proteins and promote a healthy muscle recovery. So when you are done doing your workout, you want to replenish all of that damage. There's also glycogen is what it's called. You want to replenish glycogen stores that are taken out while you are working out, including healthy fats, things like avocados, wild caught fish, seeds, like that can help reduce soreness, muscle soreness by increasing your healthy fat intake. So you want to make sure that you have healthy, good food after your workout, trying to get it in within 45 minutes. Now, some of you want to build on some muscle. Totally. Some of you, that is your goal. You want to build some more muscle mass, and you absolutely can. You really want to dial in. This comes a lot from dialing in your pre and your post nutrition. So building muscle can also mean to become more toned. And if that's the case, proper nutritional intake should be about 1 to 2 hours before each exercise that you do. And what I recommend is focusing on high quality proteins and complex carbs. These food groups itself, quality protein and complex carbs, they'll be your fuel source to push through your workout because you're going to be doing more workouts, heavier workouts. So fueling your body to go through those will help. So here's a few examples. So egg whites and brown rice. Egg whites are pretty quick in digesting. And I know I say usually eat the whole egg, but if you're really trying to build muscle mass, like yes, you can eat the whole egg, but egg whites are really quick digesting inside of your body. And brown rice is a medium digesting carb. So it may not be the most flavorful, like together of a thing, like put some salt and pepper on it, but it's very efficient and very effective. You can have like wild caught salmon and quinoa. Salmon is high in omega-3 fatty acids, and quinoa adds fuel for your workout. You can do things like ground turkey and black beans. Ground turkey is high in protein. It's a low-fat food source, and black beans are high in carbs that can extend your energy long-term. Now, after your workout, if you're looking to build muscle, it should be simple and easy to digest. And like what you're doing with that when it's simple and easy to digest is you're trying to avoid an insulin response. When you avoid that insulin response, it'll allow you to build muscle and recover quickly. So the best choices like post-workout nutrition are fast digesting proteins like a whey protein. And you want to be able to have faster digesting, moderate to high glycemic carbs. So what that means, whey protein itself digests faster than most other proteins. So having like a whey protein smoothie helps post-workout. And the amino acid profile that's in whey, like it is high in BCAAs, which are your branched chain amino acids to help muscle recovery. And whey contains little to no fat. So you're focusing on mainly protein and those quick digesting carbs. So let's talk about protein for just a second when it comes to that. I'm going to add here a link to, of course, all of these, but also like which protein powder is best for me. And the reason I'm including this is because so many people ask us, what protein powder should I be using? I want to use a protein powder. Which one do you use? And I think it depends on your goals when it comes to that. So when you want to reach your goals, grass-fed protein is a really great way for a pre or a post-workout fuel. And the reason is it absorbs really quickly. It makes a really good like exercise. Like if you're exercising, whey protein is really phenomenal. If you prefer like a creaminess of your protein without having a dairy sensitivity, and you know that you're not sensitive to whey, this is the best option. And whey protein can help you lose weight and build muscle. So it does both. They did a 12-week study and they found that a whey protein shake would improve fat loss and lean muscle mass in obese people. Another study showed that whey protein can improve recovery after strenuous resistance exercise. It contains 9 essential amino acids and it's very high in protein. The difference when it comes to any of these proteins, though, is it has to be good quality. You can't just go buy whey protein from Vitamin Shop or GNC because where it comes from matters. We're not picky. We just like good quality. Like good quality matters. You want quality muscle tissue like in your body. So you need to put quality protein in it to create quality muscles. So it needs to say grass-fed whey protein. The other part of it is there can't be any artificial sweeteners, no sucralose, no Splenda, no sweet and low. None of those in your body because it messes with your blood-brain barrier. You might get the results. You might build the muscle from that protein, but long-term, it's going to create damage to your health. The other part that it needs to be sweetened with stevia, and there can't be any dyes or food colorings in it. Strawberry protein doesn't have any strawberries in it and has red dye in it. And it just looks pink and you think it's strawberry. It smells like strawberry with all the artificial flavors and colorings and all that inside of there. That's not what you want to put inside of your body to create health and longevity. Now, plant protein that you see right there on the left. Plant protein is more for people that are like vegans, vegetarians, or you just want to avoid all animal products altogether. Plant protein is really fantastic. Ours is made with pea protein. There's no artificial sweeteners, none of that stuff inside of there. There's no dyes at all whatsoever. Plant protein digests a little bit slower than whey protein, which is totally fine. But plant proteins can work just as well as whey protein. They did a study also, 161 men ages 18 to 35 who did resistance training. They used pea protein, whey protein, or a placebo. All of them had a protein shake with 25 grams of whatever protein that it was, whey, pea, or placebo, twice a day. The plant-based protein and the whey protein performed about equally. The researchers concluded that pea protein powder makes an acceptable substitute for any whey protein powder. So either one is fine when it comes to that. It just depends on how you want to get your protein. Now, our favorite is bone broth. It's the one that we use. We love it. It's a true paleo protein. Like it's free of any like dairy. There's no legumes in it whatsoever. I love bone broth just in general. Like bone broth isn't just like broth that's like inside of soups. Like it's concentrated healing. Like there's so much healing power that's inside of bone broth. Like it contains collagen. It contains like amazing healing properties inside of your body. So when you have that, it's like liquid gold. And so like trying to make bone broth and then drinking it, putting it into a bone broth protein, it's so soothing for your body. It does help build muscle because it has that protein in it. And it's absolutely fantastic. And it is Pure Path. The other ones are not Pure Path yet, but it comes from organic regenerative farming. So all of the quality of it is bar none, like the best that you can get. The other little product that you see right there is Max Fit. Some of you just need a little bit of help as you start, like with weight loss is mainly what this is for. So it's called Max Fit. So when you take Max Fit though, you need to do it when you're eating right and exercising. So you can't just take this and lose weight. That's not what it's designed for, but it can help you lose weight and build muscle and improve your endurance. And it also can help you increase your energy. There's decaffeinated green coffee bean extract, and that helps support good, healthy blood glucose levels and weight management inside of your body. It also has ashwagandha in it. This supports stress management. So if you think that it's going to cause your body some stress to start working out, or like you also have increased stress while you're working out, staying at a high stress is not good. So having ashwagandha in there helps to regulate stress and then also to help regulate cortisol. There's also glutamine in it, and there's creatine aid that helps in recovery. and also has carnitine in it, which helps boost energy during workouts. So those are some really great, just like fitness supplements to help support your body while you're beginning this journey, or if you're already on it and you need some extra support. That's really, really good for you to have those things. I'll put them in the comments in just a second because I'm going to close right now. Sweating. I'm closing with sweating and mindset because sweating is a big deal when it comes to your body. And I know that some of you could be like, oh, that's disgusting and that's gross. Or like, I just don't sweat. Sweating is good. It's your body's own cooling process that's already inside of you. How cool is that? Like it's your own air conditioning. But it also, what sweat includes is water, salt, sugar, and chemicals. And not only is it a cooling system, sweat is necessary for you to be able to detox heavy metals and chemicals, as well as cleaning bacteria out of your body. And we're exposed to so many toxins every single day in our air, our food, our environment, everywhere around us. So sweating releases things like BPA, PCBs. So it makes it important for your overall health and well-being to make sure that you are sweating. So how would you know if you weren't sweating? Like if you're like, well, I can't sweat. Guess who also struggles with not sweating? Me. My face just turns bright red. I look like a big old tomato and like nothing is sweating out of my body. And I was like, what is wrong with me? And the biggest factor, but there's multiple factors, but oftentimes there's two reasons that people don't sweat. Number one, you're not going intense enough. So just like I talked about before, like you're doing just the here, and you need to step it up a notch to go a little bit more intense. Intensity will help to create sweat inside of your body. The second reason, and this is the biggest reason that I struggle with sweating, is because of hydration. And the lack of water consumption leads to dehydration, which results to a decreased sweat production. So exercise intensity, you need to do that, increase that, but also making sure that you're staying hydrated. Now, let's finish with your mindset. What is your mindset towards exercise? I hate it. It's awful. I mean, you listen to mine. I know that I hate it. I know that that's part of it, but I know the benefits of health for me long-term in my longevity of life. So I do it anyway. And I'm learning to love it every day. And I go through ups and I go through downs, but your mindset towards exercise does matter. If you're like, I don't want to call it exercise, then don't. Call it movement. But your mindset towards it, it's critical for your success to continue on and do it consistently. We cannot rely on motivation. It's unreliable. It's based off of our feelings. So instead, we have to start creating a routine. Just like we go to work every day. We might eat dinner. We eat dinner every night. We brush our teeth every morning. It's this routine. It's something that now becomes a routine in there. When you start seeing exercise as part of your daily routine, it takes all the emotions and it takes all the feelings out of it. And it changes the way that you see working out. The other big part of it, it's going to change your mood. It boosts your mood so much. It produces endorphins in your brain, which are neurotransmitters that promote pleasure. Research has shown those who are more active have a reduced risk of depression compared to individuals who are not active. Exercise helps you manage your day-to-day stress and boost your overall mood. If you struggle with depression, if you struggle with anxiety, if you struggle with just a negative mindset and your mood is just yuck every day and you know it and you just feel like bleh, start moving. Start exercising. And these are your action steps that I have for you. For some of you, you just need to start moving. What I want you to decide though today is how many days in the week are you going to start moving? For some of you, it might look like 1. For some of you, it might be 2. For some of you, it's 3 or 4. Can I suggest though, if you haven't been moving, please don't say 5 or 6. Nope. You can't go from 0 to 100. No. Have a goal set of like 2 times a week that you're going to start moving. What days are you going to do them? Do you like to do things on the weekends? Do you like in the morning, go for a walk, go for a run, sign up for a class in the morning? That's when you like to do it. Or do you like to do it in the evening? You get home from work, you maybe go for a walk and then you eat, because you're going to recover from that walk by eating all the good, healthy, balanced things. What day are you going to do it? The people, like the research has shown, if you know how many days you're going to do it, what day you're going to do it, the likelihood of you following through increases dramatically. Big time. If you don't do that and it's just a hope and a wish and a dream and like, yeah, I'll just start next week, or I'll just start whenever. They also know that the speed of implementation matters. So you listen to this webinar, and if you got up outside right now and you went for a walk in this 99-degree heat, or if you just got up and did like 50 squats, whatever it might be, you went and worked out right now, the likelihood of you really doing it increases too. If you wait until next week or next month and you're like, well, I'll just start. Yeah, we have vacation, we have this, we have that. I'll start when I get done with vacation. The likelihood of that happening, nope. And you know yourself, so don't do that. Like, you know that's what's going to happen, so don't do it. Now, if you already move, I want you to question your intensity. Are you going hard enough? Do you need to increase your intensity? Do you need to make sure and see, like, are you in your heart rate zone? Do you need to change it up a little bit? Like if you're running, like maybe putting in some high intensity interval training inside of there, some strength training, something like that. I'm also going to ask you, if you're already moving and working out and you have a good workout routine and you're doing it, is your food on point? Are your supplements on point? Is the protein powder that you're taking good quality protein, or is it not good quality protein? Check yourself on that. Are you working out and then saying, I did so good, I'm going to eat a pizza? Change that. Change your food. What does that look like? How are you going to prep your meals? What is it going to look like? Are you prepared to be able to recover fully by the food that you're eating? Some of you with your joints, do you need to take a joint health supplement? Do you need to start there to allow your body and your joints to get the food and the things that they need to do so that you can get started moving? Okay. Those are your action steps for today. That is the end of the movement webinar. Let me go ahead and put those protein things in there. I don't think there were any questions. If there's any questions while I'm putting this, well, I don't know what that is. We're going to bring that right back on up because that looks weird. Okay. If there's any questions while I'm putting these links in there, I'm putting in the protein powders. I'll put in the Max Fit. If there's any questions, put them in the comments and I'll answer them before we're done. Putting in the bone broth protein. Or anybody want to share what they're going to do? Like anybody want to share their goals? They're going to go for a walk. They're going to join the gym. They're going to get the Max T3. Anybody want to share? Donna says, thank you. You're welcome, Donna. Love you. Okay. I think that was everything. Know that I love you guys. Hope this was a great webinar and it was helpful for you. And we'll see you soon.